The mole was Hamura's personal underworld assassin. With a mounting threat behind them, Yagami and Kaito were forced to cut ties with Matsugane. And the two set foot down a path of no return. Finally, the name of a mastermind bubbles to the surface. The man is an AD9 researcher, Yoji Shono.
Yep. It makes sense, everybody. Chapter 9. The Miracle Drug. Well, hey, howdy everyone, Masuka here, back in action for more Judgment Attraction. That's right.
Smoke continues to billow out of the Champion District fire as we speak. The apparent cause is a small explosion which took place in a covert gambling hall not long ago. Eyewitnesses claim they heard the sound of explosives being detonated in the establishment. However, the building was deserted by the time firefighters and police arrived on the scene. With the horror of gang violence still fresh in our minds, the incident only raises tension across the city.
Sounds like the plan didn't go so well.
They were desperate. Still, we did manage to talk to Hamura.
Which is how you found out Shono was the one giving him orders, right? Not Director Kido.
Yeah, at least that's a look he was giving us.
You can tell that just from a look?
Give me a break. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, I guess that look is all we have to go off.
Did you come to taunt me or help me?
Don't be mean, Yagami-san. Of course I came to help.
Help how?
I found someone who's an expert on AD9. Looking into that research paper might be our best shot at finding more leads. And I don't know about you, but I can't understand a word of what it says.
Yeah, same.
But I found somebody who can.
I'm impressed. Good work, Hoshino-kun.
Just don't get mad, okay?
Mad?
Oh?
Why would I get mad?
Well, the expert I found, it's Hattori-san, the journalist you kind of hate.
Of course.
What?
Please, he's written a lot of articles on 89 and has interviewed all the top medical researchers.
That guy? Seriously? This has got to be some kind of joke.
Sick
he said
joke.
he'd tell us what we want to know, if you asked him nicely.
Yeah, you know what? Let's drop it. I don't care about the paper.
Yagami-san,
What?
that research could contain vital information for this case we're building. This isn't an opportunity we can afford to miss.
But if we ask him for help now, he's gonna want something in return later.
Hattori-san's waiting for you at Kyushu #1 star. Apparently he's doing a story on them. Come on, Yagami-san. Get going.
Who's this from? I don't know. Who is this from? Fuck. Ah! I hate the stupid Genny caught! I don't want it! Stop giving it to me! Let's talk to you.
いらっしゃいませ。
Yeah, welcome, Yagami-san. How can I get, what can I get for you? Apparently I haven't had any of these, so let's go grab them. How have we not eaten any of these? It's so weird. Yes.
Good stuff.
Yep, having a healthy salad with a cheesecake and seasonal
Back
cake.
to it.
That's how we do it, fam.
ありがとうございました。
Not gonna say anything else to this, really? Really?
いらっしゃいませ。
Why does he want to say anything else?
ありがとうございました。
We talked to your girl, damn it! Ever. I think this is the one that also has like another thing up here or something. Mayhaps. What's over here? Is this Montai? This is Montai. I don't think I've ever been in this little spot right here. What is this Montai place? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anything particularly special. So, just third thing. Cool, I guess. Does it open both ways? It opens both ways. That's a handy-dandy door if I ever did see one. We can still go up? Why are we able to still go up? How many stories does this thing have? What's this one? This is a locker place for locker stuff. Got a girl that's just chilling. That's fine. Alright. And we can't go any further. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. I was hoping we could find another friend to go about things, but I guess not. This is about it. That whole entire little bit piece. Alright, well. Edukusho number 1. So I'm gonna go there, but like, in the sense that like, I'm gonna take care of this stuff first, because of course I do! I always have to. I hate this. Ah, that was way too much time, way too much things to do. We're finally here. Number 1, Kyushu. I gotta say, I had ramen today, and like, I don't know what it is, but like, does ramen make you fart real bad? Because like, I've been farting up a storm, and I don't know why that is. Like, honestly, fam. It's been really bad lately, and just like, I've been farting all day, and I hate it. I had a spicy miso ramen, and it was really good. It was really yummy. I'm starting to think that mayhaps ramen is a dinner food and not a beginning of the day food. And I only say that because I literally do not feel hungry. I did eat like some chips and like some pepperoni, and I had like 2 ice creams, but I wasn't hungry when I ate it. I just knew that I should have eaten it. One of them situations. What is he eating? Well, he's putting it up the gram. Suffice to say, I don't think ramen's a good beginning of the day meal. You feel me? I feel like that's like you top it off and like you go to sleep. Because I've been very sleepy after that ramen thing and just very farty. I hate it.
Hattori-san?
Oh, I didn't notice you there, Yagami-san.
Don't tell me you're using a phone camera to take pictures for your article.
Resolution on these things is plenty high nowadays. You have a problem?
Not really, no. Just didn't know sensationalist food columns were a thing.
I only report on things that interest me. That's my professional philosophy.
Well, is it gonna take a while? I'm here to talk.
Don't worry. I'll be done soon.
Buddy? What do you mean you'll be done soon?
Alright, I'm done. Thanks for stopping by, Yagami-san.
Okay. I guess that was just her way to be like, oh yeah, you could get out of this.
Kinda strange sharing a bowl of ramen with you. I thought the day would never come.
Can you not?
Relax, Yagami-san.
Are you still working for Kajihira?
I'm not sure I'd go that far. He just calls me in for favors every now and again. Helps to be on good terms with the guy. For my job, you know?
Uh-huh.
It'd be nice to be close with you, too, Yagami-san. I heard you were the one who discovered Shintani-sensei's corpse, after all.
I'm here to talk 89. If that's not what this is about, I'm not sticking around.
All right. But you'll owe me for this.
This is why I didn't want to talk to him.
Generally, drug development starts with the discovery of a compound that can treat a given disease. That compound becomes the candidate for a drug. They then test its effects on animals, after which the drug heads to clinical trials. Which is a nicer way of saying human experimentation, by the way. As for the process, it can take years, sometimes even longer, to ensure a drug is truly safe for public consumption.
Yeah, it's tough, I get it.
Before now, Alzheimer's drugs have only been able to slow the progress of the disease. None can cure it completely. But Director Keto's 89 proved remarkably effective at doing just that when tested on mice. If it can work on humans as well, maybe we can finally kiss Alzheimer's goodbye. At least, that's what the paper they published a year ago claimed.
Interesting.
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
In this country, 1 in 4 people over the age of 80 is affected by dementia. That means for a couple in their 50s, there's a good chance that one of their parents has it. And the odds that one member of that couple will develop it themselves is 50-50. No matter how you look at it, dementia is an inescapable issue. If I ever experienced symptoms myself, I'd go to the doctor straight away. In some cases, they can slow the progress enough that you can even keep working. I guess my point is, dementia is not something to fear. It's a possibility to prepare for.
I'm gonna say this right now. I am absolutely afraid of dementia. The fact of what it does and everything is scary. It's very scary. I know what he's saying is like rather hopeful, but like when you go to the actual process of dementia, the fact that you can't tell the time and place, you can't remember who certain people are and everything, that's scary. That's really scary. And like, I will be like him, where as soon as the possibility rises, I'll do that. There are ways to help prevent Alzheimer's. One of them in particular being just, let's do something else. Let's do different hand motions, different way to talk, different way to sing, things like that. Just do something that's different and out of the ordinary. And you could do that. And that's what I'm doing with my hand right now, is I'm moving my left hand, and I don't usually do that. I'm usually doing my right hand. I'm very adamantly about that. But because I'm doing that, my hand's also very tired now. I don't know why. I'm a very talkative person. Like, I talk with my hands. Remember, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really Italian. But maybe. I mean, I like Italian food, so that's strike one. No, wait, no SpaghettiOs. Alright, I'm actually authentic Italian. Yeah.
Our biggest enemy is ignorance and apathy. Kinda reminds me of someone.
Sonic the
if you say
Hedgehog?
so.
Good. I'd like to give you a rundown of what exactly Alzheimer's is then. You interested?
Right?
Well, you're gonna, even if I say no, right?
You bet I would. Now let's begin. Out of all the diseases that can cause dementia, Alzheimer's accounts for roughly 70% of cases. It's believed to be brought about by buildup of a protein called amyloid beta in the brain. When that happens, nerve cells start dying off and the brain begins to atrophy.
So to put this in layman's terms, waste buildup kind of shrinks the brain.
That's one way to put it, yes. But even that is just a theory at this point. There's still much to learn about Alzheimer's.
And when your brain shrinks?
Your memory is impaired. Let me explain. There are 3 processes involved in memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Alzheimer's impairs the first step, encoding. This makes it near impossible to remember new things. I'll give you an example that stuck with me. When doctors asked a dementia patient the date, they had no problem producing the correct answer. But when asked the year, the patient said 1952. Their mind was stuck decades in the past. You see, dementia not only inhibits new memories, but jumbles the ones you already have as well.
One more from the top? Nah, I'm pretty sure I get it.
I think I understand.
Good.
So how exactly does 89 cure Alzheimer's?
According to their research, when they injected 89 into the test mice, it brought about a process known as autophagy.
Which is what?
It's a Greek word that means self-devouring. That's what your body starts to do to its own proteins. In other words, all the amyloid beta built up in the mice's brains began to instantly break down.
Instantly.
Yes, and once it was all gone, their Alzheimer's stopped progressing entirely. The most shocking thing is that even brain cells which had lost function were able to recover. As one researcher put it, it's as though the brain turns on a backup generator. If they can bring about similar effects in humans...
They'll have a cure for Alzheimer's.
That's right. There are millions of patients worldwide, and that number is growing steadily every day. If they actually complete this drug, it could truly change the world as we know it. It's nothing short of a dream drug for both buyers and sellers.
I see, if that's true. It really would be a dream drug, but...
If you ask me, it sounds too good to be true.
Excuse me?
I mean, the vice director of the ADDC suspected something fishy was going on with it. But when he started digging around, someone offed him to keep their secret safe. Made it look like a brawl so nobody'd get suspicious.
What kind of secret are we talking?
Like the drug's effects being falsified.
No, there's no chance of that.
Huh? How do you know?
Since the announcement of AD9, countless animal tests have proven successful. It's no fabrication. One test after another, they've proven its viability.
And you're sure?
Yes. I'm of the mind they should push forward faster, even if the paper was a little rough around the edges. After all, dementia drugs are being developed all around the world. It would be a shame if someone beat them to the punch, both for the ADDC and for Japan. Kido-san is far too cautious. This is no time to be testing on animals. They need to move to clinical trials and get this thing out.
By which you mean...
Experimenting on humans.
human experimentation.
Yeah, like the dude. The dude that was there.
What's wrong?
Oh.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They experimented on the old dude. And they killed him. I'm telling y'all.
Nothing. Just... Are you absolutely sure there's nothing off about 89?
I guess there is an interesting detail I noticed.
Hmm?
Kido-san is listed as the sole author of the 89 research.
Oh, bastard.
But in truth, he only put his name on the paper to lend it credibility. The key researcher was someone else entirely. A guy you know, too. Man by the name of Shono.
So the one I want. It's Shono, huh? So you're saying... Shono's the creator of 89?
Seems so. The paper would never have gained such worldwide traction without Kido-san, though. They needed a leading expert to rubber stamp the research and make it seem more official. That kind of thing is pretty common, though. Not really a cause for concern.
Shono, what's your role in all of this?
He's the ass white boy. I mean, I know he's not white, but still. I don't know, he seems that way to me. Nerd boy? I guess that's what it is. I do use white boy and nerd as kind of a synopsis, and I really shouldn't. That's a bit... And I also need to get more progressive here. Anyone could be a nerd, and therefore bullied. I'm pissing myself because, like, honestly, I feel ashamed. Regardless, it's time to go to sleep, because we can. Yes, we could do other stuff, but frankly, I'm a little more invested in the story right now. I want to know about what's happening.
Yo,
Why are there
welcome
3
back.
people here?
Hey there, Yagami-san.
The gang's all here, huh?
This is the
How
gang?
did things go with Hattori-san? Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, I guess.
This is the way they do it. I guess. Alright, I guess we'll sit. Meow. Meow, meow.
You should go over what Hattori-san told you while everyone's here, Yagami-san.
No, fuck you.
Take a seat.
Don't you tell me what to do. It's my office. This is Larry H. Parker's office. I'll fight for you. Yeah, whatever, I'll just sit. It's fine.
Wait, are you saying there isn't actually anything up with 89?
That's what Hattori said, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Kido not really being involved, though. It's possible Shono's hiding the truth from even him.
Maybe. But first, one term in particular stuck with me from my chat with Hattori-san.
Which is?
Human experimentation.
Go on.
Apparently, 89 is just about ready to be tested on real human subjects.
Well, that's gross. Side effects include bloating, blindness, and death, right?
Knock it off.
Sorry. What's bothering you about that, Yagami-san?
Well, it's just... I've just been thinking... What if all these murders were secretly experimental trials for 89?
You're serious?
If Shono's the one behind all this...
What? You think this guy Shono went out, hired an assassin, and started killing people?
Guess it's a bit of a stretch, huh?
Even if these people were test cases, why would Shono have to murder them? This is a dementia drug, not some kind of chemical weapon.
No, but what if it really did have some kind of crazy side effects, though? Like, they didn't want to kill the people, but they ended up dying anyways.
It was perfectly fine when they tested it on mice, though. If it ended up killing someone, then... Wait a sec.
Yeah, wait a sec is right. We're on the same page here.
What if 89 was completely harmless to mice, but lethal when introduced into the human body?
If that was the case, they'd need to perform a ton of experiments to make sure it was fixed. Which is why they killed all those Kyorei guys.
Shono needed to silence those Yakuza. He might have resorted to using them all.
Back it up. If they're testing a drug, wouldn't they want to use it on an actual patient? I mean, it's not like those Kyorei guys all had Alzheimer's or anything.
That's true.
Actually, it says here that they test new drugs on healthy humans as well. They're the control group to make sure the drug is safe.
Yeah, eventually. It wouldn't make any damn sense for him to start on anyone but real patients, though.
But...
Just give it a rest. Try taking this seriously for once.
We are taking this seriously.
Says the dumbass kid who keeps spouting tinfoil hat shit about goddamn human experiments.
The only dumbass here is the guy who can't consider all the possible options.
Oh, is that right? Next you're gonna tell me they experiment on old man Waku too. Fucking idiots. What?
That incident 3 years ago at the ADDC. The guy who died, Waku-san. Didn't he have Alzheimer's?
Hey, I think you're onto something.
Huh?
Think about it, Kaito-san. Waku-san was an Alzheimer's patient at the center. We know for a fact that Okubo didn't kill him, but they never tracked the real murderer down.
What if the motivation that a murder was a human experiment for 89?
Alright, cool your fucking jets. That happened 3 years ago. 89 didn't even exist back then.
True, it was only announced last year. But all the research that went into that paper would have reached way further back.
Huh? Wait, are we really onto something?
It's hard to say for sure, but it's worth looking into at the very least.
Alright, keep organizing the information. So we just talk to people?
If 89's really what killed Waku-san 3 years ago, the ADDC's finished. Shit would be the scandal of the century.
To be fair, a lot of scientists do tend to put the drug in them to test that it's, like, you know, safe to use. So I could totally see that.
I have a few more thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
No, we're not going to continue.
Actually, give me a second.
We'll want to talk to Kaido first. He's the Kaito of friends.
You know, I'm starting to see things a little clearer now.
I love them. Like, yeah, Kaito, you do. You do sound like clearer.
I have a few more thoughts. Mind if we...
Fine. Sure. Whatever.
Let's do it.
Okay, so... let's say Shono did experiment on Waku-san. Why would he do that? They normally do a lot more to ensure a drug is safe before it enters clinical trials. What was his motive for testing it then?
Let me think. Why would Shono have broken protocol and experimented on Waku?
Maybe he wanted to try his groundbreaking new drug on a real live human as soon as possible. If it worked, he'd have the cure. And he'd have it without dealing with all the red tape these things go through. It would have saved him years.
That's possible. I guess Shono was surrounded by dementia patients. One little test wouldn't be a big deal, and if it succeeded, his drug would save the world. If it meant curing Alzheimer's sooner, he might have been okay accepting the risk.
But instead of doing what it was meant to do, 89 had a horrible side effect. Death. The more I think about it, the more it feels like this is how it all went down.
It's starting to make sense.
But now, even though he knows the risks, he's still experimenting and using the mole to do it. I know this is all just a theory, but the pieces all seem to fit together.
Going down that path, Yagami-san, that means Okubo really was innocent, yeah? But he murdered his girlfriend right after. I mean, that's why he's on death row.
Quit it, Sugiura. We'll get to that later.
Oh no, he did it alright.
Yeah.
Fucker did it! He did the whole thing. He's a monster. Please stop switching that way. Please stop, like, immediately grabbing onto that fact. I'm just checking to make sure that Kaito has something to say. That's important to me.
So, to summarize our theory so far. It all started 3 years ago when Shono accidentally killed a patient during an AD9 test. But those tests are still ongoing. That's why Hamura had all those Kyorei guys killed.
But wait, how would a guy like Shono get wrapped up with Yakuza and assassins? Your run-of-the-mill researcher wouldn't have the cash or connections for that shit.
But what if someone close to him did?
Someone Shono knows who's got Yakuza ties? The hell could that be?
It would be the director, I think. Or the minister. Yeah, the minister of health. He was very adamantly against. No, he wouldn't know. It would be the director of the ADDC. The chairman of the Kijihara group? No. Yeah, this dude. It's gotta be this dude.
Ryusuke Kido.
Yes!
Director of the ADDC.
Just what I thought.
Oh, I see what you mean. Kido would have access to ADDC funding. There's even been talk of him having ties to the Yakuza somehow, right? I think you've cracked it, Yagami-san. It had to be Kido.
I don't know if that's really true.
Why?
Think back to the '89 press conference. You remember the look on Kido's face? He was so proud, innocent even. But if he knew about all this human experiment shit, no way he'd look like that.
Kid's got a point.
Then maybe he was only told about the experiments after the conference took place. That would still make sense, right? First,
I mean, could
Shono
just be a
gets
bad
Kido
person.
to sign off on the '89 paper and publicly gives him all the credit. Thrilled about the possibilities, Kido proudly presents the research at that press conference. There's no turning back after that, even if he found out about the experiments. That's probably how Shono got Kido on his side. He then used Kido's funding and connections to bring in Hamura and the Mole. It
Is
feels
this
like all the
pasty dude
pieces are
that did
falling
it?
into place.
He's the mastermind?
That means Kido's not actually the one in charge.
Right. Shono is behind everything.
That doesn't seem right.
Let's say you're right. When did Shono start using this guy? When was the mole's first murder?
First time Shono actually used an assassin would have to be 6 months ago when Hashiki died. 3 years ago when Waku died. Would it be that? I don't think it would. When he started killing the core. I think it's 6 months ago. It doesn't make sense for the Waku thing because they had to hide it. But then again, it could be that. That's the thing that like gets me a little bit like about this whole situation, because like there is a case for it, but there's more of a case for this. So I'm gonna go with the 6 months.
Probably Hashki's
Yes.
death 6 months ago.
And why do you say that?
Hashki inching closer to the truth about 89 was a serious problem for Shono. But as we know, Shono was in a taxi at the time of the beating. Meaning someone else must have been responsible for Hashki's death.
The man in the black raincoat. He's the mole?
Yeah, only the best of the best assassins would have the skill to do what they did to Hashki.
Can't argue with that.
Who knows how close Hashki was to finding out about the human experimentation before he died.
Yeah, and if he had, that would have been the end of the line for Shono. Seems like a plausible motive to me.
So what, everything just makes sense? I don't know.
Looks like Asurge still isn't totally on board.
If you have something to say it.
I mean, this is still just a theory, right?
A game theory, yes.
It all sounds almost too convenient.
What do you mean?
If Shono killed Waku-san at the ADDC 3 years ago, then Okubo, the primary suspect in the case, would be totally in the clear.
Yep. Already proved that in court, remember?
But Okubo, he killed his girlfriend right after. He stabbed her over and over. Even set the place on fire. Reeked of booze, too, even though he was supposed to be dry. Defend him all you want, but the guy's a murderer. That's why the whole thing was such a big deal. Everyone realized the court made a mistake.
No, they didn't.
It took the death of an innocent girl for them to realize that Okubo probably did it after all.
He didn't, though.
Yet here you are, claiming the court got it right, claiming Okubo's innocent. But you just don't want to feel responsible for Emi Terasawa's death. That's it, isn't it?
Fuck, why is this dude trashing on talk like this? Like, he personally put the gun there and, like, made him shoot his GF or something. Like, motherfucker. He was doing the best that he could for the situation. Even if this is the case, which I know it's not, because let's be real here. Yakuza games do not go down this kind of path of, like, dark negativeness. It does get dark, it does get negative, but never to this degree. And I'm sure they're gonna prove it. I don't know how, but I imagine there's some ADD mess here, and the same thing happens with Waku. Because Waku very clearly died from the experimentation. That is the problem. They had to figure out that once and for all. But they weren't able to, because somebody took it before the fact. Or some such like that. They took the body before they could do anything else.
Enough, Sugiura. You're way out of line, and you don't know shit.
Look, I know I get swept up in my emotions pretty easily sometimes. All the same, I'm trying to be fair here.
Are you?
Arr!
So if we want to treat Yagami-san's theory like it's the truth, then we'll have to figure out whether or not Okubo is innocent. If he actually killed Waku-san.
And how are you suggesting we do that?
It's simple. We just go to Okubo and ask if he did it.
I thought he was honestly gonna say we killed the Batman. I was waiting for it. Any moment now, it's like he's gonna say it. But I forget that I'm not there. I'm not in that little thing, and I would have said it. Tell you.
You want to talk to him face to face? Meeting with a death row inmate isn't that easy.
A lawyer like you should have no problem setting that up, right?
Shinpei Okubo is still in jail. I could meet him, but...
He can't stand me, though. From day one, Okubo insisted he was innocent, that he didn't kill Emi. But I abandoned him. Told him he'd be better off just giving up.
Fine. But that's a pretty weak excuse for not going to talk to him now. If you really want to pursue this case, you don't have a choice, Yagami-san.
Well,
Hoshino-kun,
Yes?
let's go talk to Okubo. Think you can arrange that for me?
I can try. Let me get in touch with the prison.
Thanks. I'll be at Genda's if you want to find me. Looking over the old case files.
All right.